Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am the Boss Fox, your voice from the other side. And what I'm going to talk to you tonight about is pipe smoking. Get your mind out of the gutters. I'm referring to tobacco. Now, there's a lot of reasons I smoke a pipe, and you'll see me smoking them in my various videos. The first reason is I enjoy it. Now, a lot of you are going to say that it's an outdated form of consumption, not a lot of people do it. That's because people these days don't smoke to enjoy like they used to. They smoke not as a pleasure, but as a habit. Now, pipe smoking, I don't do as a habit. I do it because I enjoy it, because it lets me ponder. It relaxes me, makes me slow down during my day. Now, I started smoking my pipe about 22. Now, I became an old hand at it real fast for 3 big reasons. Firstly, my father smoked a pipe. He enjoyed it immensely. He was very enthusiastic about it. And any of you who know my father knows that anything he did and loved, he loved to teach. So, he had a very apt student, even if he didn't realize it at the time. Many times I was talking to him, he'd be smoking his pipe. I enjoyed the blend, the scent of the blend, and I enjoyed how relaxed Dad was when he did it, because that was when he did his best talking, his best teaching, and when we really connected. The second reason being, when I started smoking a pipe, I came upon it as something of an unexpected inheritance from him. I found one of his old pipes and a pouch of his tobacco during a very stressful time in my life, and, nature took its course, and thankfully too, because it actually reduced my stress level quite a bit. And the reason that it was fortunate that I came across his pipe was my father had smoked it for years. It was very well seasoned, so it was an easy beginner's pipe. I'd also had a lot of time to get used to the blend and start to enjoy it. So, many of you are going to ask, why do I smoke? The health issues, blah, 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 blah. Well, in this society we live in, you gotta find something that lets you slow down, relax, enjoy life, think. Something that gives you time alone with your own thoughts. And having a pipe is like having a therapist in your pocket. You can smoke it, think on issues, take the time to breathe and calm down, and just kind of zen out. And I admit, there were some heavy influences in my childhood that led me to it. Most notably among which was, of course, reading about pipe smoking in The Lord of the Rings, and the benefits thereof, how much it was enjoyable, how it was something they did to relax, how it was something they did in comradeship. The other was a character by the name of Archibald Haddock. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with Archibald Haddock, he's known as the Captain, most times he's referred to, or Captain Haddock, from a series in the late 80s, early 90s called The Adventures of Tintin. Now, the books that inspired this went much further back by a man called Hirge, and it was set in the 1960s. Well, earlier than that, I think. Somewhere from the 1920s to the 1960s. But, Captain Haddock was an avid smoker. You'd see him in many of the books, and many of the episodes. They took that out in the reboot, and I was rather disappointed in that, because it was really part of his character. It was a charming aspect of it. And once again, when the captain was smoking was when he was relaxed, when he was enjoying things. Now, if you're already a smoker, I'm not going to try and convert your mind. I'm not going to try and convert anyone who's not a smoker to this. But if you are already a smoker, and you're finding that your current tobacco products are not relaxing you the way you think they should, try a pipe. And there's a number of reasons for this. One, with pipe smoke you don't inhale, so you're not getting all that shit into your lungs. Secondly, the blends are much more natural. You don't have all those addictive chemicals and all that to worry about. Thirdly, and quite pleasantly, will be the effect on your pocketbook. Now, a good pipe will run you anywhere from about $15 to $40, and you only need one if you take care of it. Now, there's also the matter of tobacco. Most of your aromatics you can get for about, in my town, anywhere from $2.90 to $3.49 a pop, and that's per ounce. Now, you want something that'll last you all month. A good aromatic, probably about 3 or 4 ounces, will last you, and that'll be anywhere from $16 to $20, and that'll last you throughout the month. If you want a shag, that's a little bit more. If you want a burley, you can find good 16-ounce pouches. If you're in Oregon, for about $16 anywhere in the country, it may be a little more. Now, the other reason, and this is the reason I enjoy it, I'm an avid reader, and I smoke when I read. It relaxes me, it lets me see the story, and it lets me think about plot points in the story, and really just lose myself in the magic of it. I've worked customer service most of the jobs I've had. And let me tell you, 2 things have saved lives in that industry. And that's me smoking a pipe on my break and little old ladies. The reason being, little old ladies tend to be very polite when they come in. They can be sweet, they're very unassuming, and they're old-fashioned polite. Now don't get me wrong, there are some grumpy ones. But I have a little saying when I'm working retail, and that's lives that little old ladies save. Because for every rude customer I would have come in, just pitching a fit, demanding, rude, grouchy, I'd have some sweet little old lady come in at some point in the day, and she was just so nice during her purchase that I couldn't stay mad. Now, since you can't count on that every day, the pipes helped. It gave me that chance to disconnect during the day, de-stress, go on about my business in a pleasant manner. Now, there's a long tradition of pipe smoking that I'm not going to get into, but if you're looking for a relaxing way to smoke that's fairly economical and that will actually relax you, I personally recommend a pipe. Now, for you beginners, a Dr. Grabow straight or perhaps a corncob is a good place to start. I myself prefer something a little more along the lines of this. And that would be a briar churchwarden. The longer stem cools the smoke, lessens your draw, and again, you'll note how I'm not taking huge puffs. It's more of a small puff, it's a sip. You don't want to puff too hard or you're going to burn your pipe, and you're going to turn your tobacco into acrid smelling ash. Now me myself, I do various blends. Personally, I like my burleys. They have a deeper, more satisfying taste to them. Now, there's nothing wrong with your aromatics or your shags. Everyone will have a slightly different blend they enjoy. Now, for me, it's the Burleys, and that's just me. Pipe smoking, there are as many different pipes and as many different tobaccos as there are people in the world. There's a bunch of styles of both. You gotta find what works for you. A good starting aromatic is your Cherry Cavendish. If you want a good burley, you'll want American Club. You'll want Largo. And the sun-raised blend in the orange bag is about the best you can get out of that. You can pair it with things. It's excellent after a meal. I mean, this is my main digestive. After good food, I enjoy nothing better than a small libation, say a glass of wine or brandy, or whiskey, or rum, depending on what you're having, and a pipe. It's an excellent palate cleanser. It helps with the digestion because it relaxes you after the meal. It's a perfect complement to the meal. I'll admit, one of my greatest regrets in life was that my father died before I was old enough to be sharing a pipe with him. There's a special bond between two gentlemen smoking a pipe, or a gentleman and a lady smoking a pipe, people smoking pipes. Smoking used to be a very social activity. Now, because of health concerns and all that, there's very limited places that you can actually smoke these days. But if you're a pipe smoker and you happen across another pipe smoker and you take the time to sit down and have a pipe with them, you're going to conversate, you're going to speak to each other, or you're just going to share companionable silence. The thing is, it's social. Whether you're speaking or not, you're both relaxed, you're both enjoying each other's company, even if you don't say a word. Of course, it's just as enjoyable to smoke on your own, but there's a sociable aspect to it that I find we're losing in this day and age. People don't take the time to just sit about and talk with each other. Everything's handled by the internet or phones or texting. So often so that people aren't really talking face to face anymore the way they used to. And that's really hurting the bonds that people form with other people. Now, don't get me wrong, the internet's a wonderful thing. But there's something special about sitting down and just talking to a person, even if it's just a pleasant little conversation. And I've found that a pipe is an excellent conversation starter. You'll have people come up and complain about cigarette smoke or cigar smoke. I've rarely had a person complain about my pipe blends. They've always said it smells very pleasant. It reminds them of their grandfather or their uncle or their insert random relation here that used to smoke one. And it brings back that good memories for those people. And I find that to be one of the wonderful things about it. It bringing back those good memories for that person at that time. It triggers something in that memory that person needed to remember at that point in time. And it doesn't sadden them, even if the relative was passed on. It's generally a very positive experience. Now, I think I've chewed your ear off enough on this particular subject. Let me know in the comments what you'd like me to talk about next, or if you want me to discuss more on this topic, please comment and let me know. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video this evening. Much love. This is the Boss Fox, your voice from the other side, wishing you a good night and pleasant dreams.